Welcome to the IMTS DigitalituM podcast. This session with my guest, Maik Peters. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you here. And thanks for helping us with this professional equipment here in our booth.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's actually also like a great opportunity for us. We're based out of Dayton in Tennessee, and coming back to Chicago, where I lived for a long, long time, is like always a nice thing. And then also like for this occasion, it was like being on the IMTS, America's biggest manufacturing trade show, getting this exposure for us, as a marketing company where we have our background in manufacturing ourselves. Industrial automation is our stronghold. Most of our clients will be out of the industrial world. So thank you very much for giving us that opportunity. It has been a pleasure for us. We hope that you get what you want out of this. And as we went through the other buildings here on the IMTS here in Chicago, like we're not the only ones thinking that way. It's like video podcast, especially in the manufacturing world, is going to be big in the next few years. We saw that the IMTS themselves, they put up a creator booth for all those like manufacturing influencers, and yeah, absolutely, the near future of manufacturing marketing is podcasts, and get a little bit to know more about companies and what they do.
I agree 100% of what you said, and that's one of the reasons when you asked me, can we do there something together? I said, hey, let's give it a try. All the others are doing it as well. Let's follow that trend, and just in general, we have to also share to the outside world, to all the people
Exactly.
which are not able to attend the largest and longest industrial trade show in North America, to kind of get a glimpse of what's going on here.
Absolutely. Many people around the world, they're still so busy, like catching up for the shutdown time in 2020, 2021, that, a lot of people are not able to travel still, even though the outcome here was like great. Like so many people from all over the world showed up here. You basically hear all languages of the world, like running around here through all the booths and, like the buildings. Was like a total of, what is it, 3 or 4 buildings, was like multiple stories. It's like, it's really big. Like I read somewhere it's like 2,500 exhibitors in the
That's
in
right.
the McCormick
Over, I
place.
believe, 80,000 registered visitors which
Yeah.
attended throughout this
So it's like,
full
so
week.
we're talking about 100,000 people,
Yeah.
that Chicago just grew. And we realized this, like I was, like I said, I'm an, Chicago veteran. I have lived here for like 4 years, 5 years or so. And we went through like my old neighborhood and everything, and there was like Germans everywhere and like, Italians, and everyone basically stated that they were from the trade or here for the trade show.
Mhm.
What is like a huge thing, especially going on for so long, 6 days in total. I don't hear about much other trade shows that going on for that long.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your new company, mapeus, and what's the focus on there and what you do there.
Yeah, sure. So Mapeus, it was basically just founded last year in January to run the in-house marketing of PITCO, what is my other company. We are a industrial automation company. We are providing staffing solutions as well as training solutions for system integrators and manufacturing companies. And the whole social media marketing thing is so big right now that basically like anything marketing outside of that doesn't really work anymore, especially not if you're like a global company, right? Like we are. So I founded that company last year, and we created a bunch of YouTube channels, and we created way more output on LinkedIn. We started about in, like I said, in January, February of last year with 300 connections on LinkedIn, where me personally, I probably shook everyone's hand in that list, right? And then went away from that and really like aggressively marketed on LinkedIn. Was able in within a little bit over a year now to grow my following to like 8,000. We just actually cracked that number this week here on the show.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we're expecting this to grow further, like and to at least like 100,000 followers until end of next year. So now that worked so well for us, as a company in a very you have to say is a very boring industry, right? Like industrial automation, like it's not very glamorous. Like not very many people follow that outside of our industry, but it's one of the most important industries. You know, without manufacturing, there's not going to be any goods, there's not going to be any food or anything else, right?
That's right.
So, like given that a little like twist in in the digital media world, that was like so powerful for us, and we just started right a year ago, that we now like know that if we offer this to other companies in the field like industrial automation, even manufacturing companies, smaller businesses than the Fortune 500 companies, but even also like the Fortune 500 companies that are already our clients with the other company, it's just going to be beneficial for all of us. So that being said, like in just a few weeks ago, we relaunched the company Mapeus in Dayton, Tennessee, where we now have our own permanently installed podcast room. We have a video studio there. We started with a big team. We have the resources to now offer all this, not only to ourselves but also like to our clients, and blow up their business.
That's a great success story, and good luck in further growing that up. I think you're on the right path.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And like I said, even like for companies like yours, you're doing a lot of like marketing for other companies. You go out there, you sell their stuff, all under the DigitalituM brand. And it's like, in order to grow your business, to get out of obscurity that every startup is in the beginning, right? Without the humongous cost of like a trade show booth like this. So, the digital marketing tools that are available today, they're like, compared to the other marketing costs that you can have, to get the name out, like rather small, but the impact that you can have with that is like totally out of ratio there. It's so easy to get known in the space once you like deploy those social media marketing strategies.
Yeah, the scaling factor of digital marketing in combination with social media is definitely there.
Absolutely.
I actually still think that from a company standpoint, there should be, I call it a hybrid approach, where you still need to go on trade shows to show the things you sell, to have people to touch it, ask questions, have this face to face interaction. Um, but then the digital path shouldn't be ignored as well.
Right.
In the outreach throughout the different social media channels, uh, creating content in voice, video, and all of that together.
No, I agree. I agree.
And then also use this as a follow up to the people which attended the trade show, to have it not like a one time interaction. They visit us on the booth, and then we continue and follow up through the digital channels.
Absolutely.
And providing additional content and be in their mind.
Right. That's exactly the point. Right. Stay on their in the forefront of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much about like selling them all the time, with every touch that they have with you. Right. It's like, okay, especially if you have like products or services that need a lot of explaining, right?
Which we have at DigitalituM.
Exactly. So it is very beneficial for everyone that you have all those channels and you do all those videos and all the content that explains the product without trying to sell anything, or even like go the route of like solving a problem or explaining a problem and a solution for that, without like obviously always mentioning that you have the solution for that, but then get known in the space for for your expertise in the topic, and then at the end what it does, like, it reduces customer acquisition costs drastically. It's like, if people already know you for who you are and what you know, and where you're good, in what space you're bringing the value to the customers, even if they don't buy from you, then the moment you actually like present them with an offer, it's way easier to actually close a person than if they don't know you from the get-go, right?
I agree.
The same with trade shows. I do agree, trade shows, there's no way around that, especially if you have those very like explain, like products that you have to explain like crazy to them.
Or where there is no immediate need, or your customer doesn't know that this product or that solution is there.
Sometimes your customer doesn't even know they have a problem until
Exactly, even go
right.
further. And then when they see stuff like this, they all of a sudden figure out, ooh,
Yeah,
I can use that.
exactly. So no, I absolutely agree. The thing is that there's a, like you said, it's a hybrid solution, right?
Mhm.
You wanna have the touches before, and then if someone sees you on a trade show, if they already know you because you had your digital marketing strategy, right? They're like, oh, you're that guy, right? Yes, I'm that guy. What is it that you want from me? They already know what you can offer. Therefore, the approach to actually close them to buy something from you is going to be way easier than if you start cold.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, like, imagine, if you pick up the phone and cold call someone, or if you pick up the phone and call someone that already knows you, right? It's not about who you know. Everyone is always telling everyone, is like, hey, it's about who you all know. Your network is your network. That is not wrong, but it's not so much about who you know. It's more about who knows you and what do they know you for, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that if you take that approach and then go on the trade show, you have the benefit of like people already knowing you, even as a smaller company.
And then there's this magic social media platform starting with a L,
Right.
which makes that all possible.
Absolutely. LinkedIn right now, through the roof, organic reach, unmet in the whole social media space. Plus, like, the quality of people that you can connect with. I'm not saying like they're not all on Facebook too, but like the way they are using the platform at this point, most of them at least, is totally different than anything else, right?
Yeah.
People do not come to LinkedIn solely for entertainment or for socializing. They come there for business, right? They want to know what's new in their space. They want to know the biggest influencers and such.
And they come also to learn.
Right.
And this
Yeah,
manufacturing influencers
LinkedIn also
share a
like,
lot of content there.
right, that, and then on the other side, LinkedIn is also like a great learning platform, right?
Mhm.
Like, don't underestimate all the courses that you can get from LinkedIn content creators, but as well from LinkedIn directly, right?
Mhm.
Where they give, LinkedIn by now is like owned by Microsoft, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of like Microsoft Office suite training courses that are on LinkedIn right now that are coming directly from the source. So don't underestimate
I
that.
just figured out recently you can get a PLC course. Let's don't talk about the quality there, but
Well,
you get a
right,
PLC
you get the basic understanding.
course
Yes, you get the basic
on LinkedIn
understanding.
Learning
Absolutely.
as
Not only that, but like, I wouldn't even say the quality is bad. Like, we do offer, like at PITCO, we do offer PLC programming courses too, based on the Siemens platform, because we're Siemens specialists, right?
well.
But a lot of the stuff that we do, is online on YouTube for free too. We like just put it out there. If people don't have the money, especially if you're like an aspiring engineer, like maintenance engineer, you want to learn something new, come to our YouTube pages. That's not a problem. Same on LinkedIn. It's free. Use those resources.
Yeah.
You get like a general idea of the space, right? And then if someone gives you the chance, or like I said, if you're a maintenance engineer and you have a lot of problems, you don't have someone that can solve those problems, just solve them. Prove yourself to your employer valuable, and then they might actually pay for a paid course. Send you to Siemens, send you to a
To PITCO.
company like PITCO. That is absolutely legit. LinkedIn is a huge benefit for anything business, right? It's a huge tool for marketing. It's a huge tool for learning. It's a huge like networking tool. The biggest one that we have in the world when it comes to business, in my opinion. You cannot meet as many people on a trade show than you can meet on LinkedIn.
That's right. And I actually met, now looking back, more people on LinkedIn, and then I finally meet them on trade shows.
Yes.
First time face to face.
Well, same with me.
Like the two ladies,
the
which
two
were
ladies,
here
right?
earlier.
So we just found out we already were connected on LinkedIn, never met in person before. Follow each other's stuff, but then this is like a great place to come together, especially after those last 2 years. Where everyone was kind of like waiting for a big trade show to come together again. It was like the Automate trade show that just happened in June, I think, in Detroit, and then there was another big show happening at the same time here in Detroit, I think. And then, IMTS always was big, but I haven't seen it as full in a long time as this year.
Definitely. And then when we're still on the LinkedIn topic, there's the Sales Navigator, which is an additional
Exactly. Like
paid
the
tool
monetized
where
version of like, we use it too. It's great, especially if you try to like get into new markets where you don't know anyone, you can target the people way better than with the organical targeting. But I have to say this: you don't need to use that. You can
it's like
target.
an additional
It's
tool.
an addition. It makes it easier. It's the organic targeting is a little bit more. You have to work with workarounds a little bit more, but it's possible too to do that for free. So for everyone that has a very small business and wants to start out right now, I recommend everyone utilizing LinkedIn. Like spend more time on LinkedIn than on anything else, unless you have a Facebook business or something like that where you solely like.
Always depending where your target group is.
Well, I think the target, and that is, I think, a big misconception because I think your target group is everywhere. Because you might not find your target group, in like industrial automation on Facebook in the way you find it on LinkedIn, but it's the same people that have accounts there too.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to target them differently because they're going to Facebook for a different reason than they go to LinkedIn, for example. They're going to Instagram for a different reason that they're going to Facebook too. So you just have to find the basically the language that they talk on the different platforms, and then you have them everywhere. Just keep that in mind. It's like it's not that your target audience isn't on those other platforms; they just speak a different language there.
In a kind of different environment.
Right, because
they're
they go there for a different reason, right? So
I agree.
So that's a big thing. And then don't underestimate YouTube either, right? Especially if you have to explain something, put it on YouTube. YouTube, second biggest search engine in the world, and especially like if you have topics that are not so broad, right? Like with your products, then explaining stuff on YouTube will rank you really high. And then if someone really like if you create the content in a form that it is searchable, meaning like start the title with a question or something like that, then over time you will gain a big following because you're the only one answering that question.
That's
right?
right.
If someone has the problem that you solve, they and if you titled it correctly and your thumbnail is cool, then people are going to click on it and they will be helped, and then now they know that you have a solution to their problem. That's very powerful too. So don't underestimate that either. Facebook Watch, I don't know. I don't see right now that the manufacturing space will benefit from that so much. I'm not saying never, but like YouTube, LinkedIn, I would definitely invest a lot of time in that.
They're
when it comes to
definitely
marketing.
the hot channels, right?
Right. Also,
and you never know what in the future comes up, like TikTok or
Right.
some
Exactly.
new thing.
And it depends on what kind of business you're in, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about manufacturing all the time, industrial automation. There, I would think that like LinkedIn and YouTube are really the biggest platforms to go to. But if you're having any other type of small business where you cater to like end consumers, right? Why not utilizing something like Clubhouse, for example, right?
Yeah.
It's an audio only platform. You get to know people really well because people actually have to listen. There's no visuals, right?
Yeah.
Totally different animal than all the other platforms where video is like number one right now. Attention span goes like down to nothing. With all those TikToks and YouTube shorts and all that kind of stuff. But if you have audio only platforms, like Clubhouse, then the attention is different. So you might even be able to like found a group or a room in Clubhouse where you talk about a specific problem, and you will be able to like convince people on a totally different level because like try sitting somewhere and closing your eyes. Your other senses get so much more magnified, if you will, that's so big. And I think Twitter has a audio only function too.
Yeah. Plus, the whole topic of podcast or audio only, you can consume this content, for example, while you're driving,
right,
or do similar type of tasks.
Exactly. You can consume the other content too, but it's unsafe. So absolutely, audio only. I think audio is going to be big. in the next few years, especially with like more and more of the traditional radio channels going away,
Yeah.
or not being listened to anymore. With all those like satellite radios, and as well as like don't underestimate the streaming function of your phone, right? Shopify, YouTube has like you can actually if you go premium, you can like just listen to it. It's becoming a podcast app
I
too.
think the overall trend there is consume the content when you wanna consume it versus going
Exactly.
at a schedule which is defined by somebody else,
Exactly.
like it is with traditional TV or
Right.
radio.
It's like you don't want to have other people manage your time. You want to manage it
And then
yourself.
you missed that show because you weren't there at 8 o'clock.
Exactly. That's the whole deal. It's like audio is going to be big. Like you said, like especially when people commute, travelers like on the airplane. Like I'm always listening to audiobooks too, right?
Yeah.
There's another form of content if you have a product that is very like that you have to explain a lot, right? Why not having it put into a book,
Yeah.
and then maybe an ebook or an
Or
audiobook.
do you know that service which summarizes book like Blinkist?
I think they're like I don't know that specific service, but I heard of services like that.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan because I'm an audio person. I love listening to longer audiobooks,
Yeah.
especially when traveling, especially in the car. Super boring. But absolutely, there's services.
It's another niche
Right.
service. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely legit for that too.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. Really appreciate.
Thanks for having
that.
us and allow us that opportunity to show a glimpse of IMTS and what's going on at DigitalituM
Absolutely.
to the outside.
And maybe next time, next year, or whenever the next one is in 2 years from now.
Yeah.
We will not have those like internet problems anymore.
Hopefully.
With 6G coming up or something like that.
7G.
7G. Okay, we'll jump that 6 more out. Is that the plan? I don't know. I don't follow that.
I have no clue either, but
Okay.
there will be something.
Yeah, there will be something. It's going to be better.
Yeah.
I bet. All right. Well, thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure.